How do you get back on track when supersizing and growing your business? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and our idiom today is back on track. As part of this year's annual challenge, the Get Your Goals annual challenge, we're talking about today, and I shared about 20 different ways that you can get back on track when you've slipped a little bit off your plan or your projected outcome when you're working on achieving your goals in different areas and aspects of your life. And the number one way is to have a goal process that you follow that includes all of the important aspects of setting and getting goals so that you have regular checks and balances so you don't lose track of, or so that you notice right away if you've slipped or you've gotten off track as you're approaching your milestones to achieve your annual goals and your lifetime, long-term legacy goals, etc. So this idiom is, of course, from the railroad industry. When railroads were the primary mode of transportation, if a train got off track, it was a big deal. It was hard to get it back on track, but it wasn't until it got back on track could it continue on its journey and have a successful trip or transport people or products and services to wherever they were going. Had to get back on track. And so that's where this idiom came from. It's from the early 1900s, and it literally means when a project or a plan or a goal or something deviates from the original plan or strategy, you have to actually do something and interact with the situation to get it back on track, to get it back according to plan. Some of the ways that we do that. And my question for you today is, how do you go about doing that in your organization as you're building and growing and supersizing your business? Life and things happen all the time and knock us off of our projected plan. And so do you have a process, or what do you do, or what's your strategy for dealing with these situations when we do get pushed off track? We all got a lot of practice in 2020 with the COVID pandemic. At least I know I did, and the people that I interact with and work with, we all had to adjust and make changes to what we had planned at the beginning of 2020, because by March, everything had blown up. Everything that we had planned and put in place and our goals and objectives, we didn't have to let go of our goals, but we sure had to find different ways of achieving those goals during 2020 and 2021 and beyond, because so many things change fundamentally as in terms of how we do business. So that's my question for you today, is how do you do that? Share in the comments below. I'll run through a couple of things that I do that help me to get back on track. The first and primary one is have processes and systems in place for, number one, noticing if you get off track. The first thing you have to do is notice that you're not going in the right direction. You're not going according to plan, so you can pull yourself back on. I like to do things like revisit my why, stay motivated, not beat myself up too much when I get off track, because life is always going to happen. Things outside of our control are always going to happen as we're doing anything. And that doesn't exclude building and growing and supersizing our business. If anything, putting ourselves out there in the world means that we're going to have more challenges and more things that we have to deal with, more obstacles and setbacks and roadblocks that end up put in our way that we have little or no control over, with the exception of how we respond and how we react and what we do about it. So anticipate those problems are going to pop up. Don't beat yourself up. Figure out how quickly and easily you can tweak and change your plan to get back on track and get on course toward moving toward what you want. All right, that's it. Have an awesome day. Love to know your experience with this particular idiom. I guess I deal with it pretty much every day in different areas and aspects of my life and the people that I work with. How do we get back on track? Because things have happened that have pushed us off. Sometimes it's an illness. Sometimes it's an environmental thing. Sometimes it's, a regulatory change or a thing that we hadn't even known about or anticipated. And the important thing is to focus on the solution and doing something about it, not staying mired in the, oh, why did this happen to me? Poor me mindset, because that never helps. All right. Have a great day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.